Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about having the sign Gemini duplicated in a natal horoscope. Now, when I'm talking about the sign duplicated, I'm talking about having the same sign on consecutive house cusps. Now, let's say somebody has Gemini on the first and second house cusp. Well, not only is their personality, their outer personality, I should say, their outer demeanor and characteristics that they show others very readily Gemini, but there's also a strong Gemini influence in terms of their the way they make money, their values, possessions, and if you have the same sign on two house cusps, well, those qualities can very strongly be integrated and amalgamated. And what happens is, in this case, a Gemini is on the first and second houses. Well, this person can use their, for example, use their Gemini outer personality, showing being vivacious, being naturally inquisitive, being versatile, being able to multitask, to help to really figure prominently as far as perhaps generating income, which would be the second house. This person can make an impression on a prospective employer by showing these strong Gemini qualities and characteristics, and could land a job because of that. This prospective employer could see the Gemini traits and can see that this person can apply them in terms of their job. So this is one thing. The person also, if somebody were to have Gemini on the first and second house cusp, another thing would be they could use their personality to help in terms of making money. They could use their personality plays a strong role. They set their values, and their values and personality may be very strongly tied in to each other. The person that has the Gemini rising would be able to strongly apply their traits very strongly at the place where they're making money, where they're generating income. Their values would come out very strongly on a first impression, which is the first house. Their self-esteem, what they think about themselves, would be very strongly communicated, and people can see this very strongly when they on first impression of this person. So it's really about an amalgamation of these qualities and energies. Now, also, if somebody were to have Gemini on those two house cusps, well, if you're going to have duplications in a sign, you're going to have intercepted houses. Now, let's say that the person that has Gemini on those two house cusps, let's say that their sixth house was intercepted. Well, someone with an intercepted sixth house, well, this could indicate someone that may have some problems, perhaps related to employment, related to health, related to perhaps their daily routine. Now, perhaps through Gemini, using those strong integrated qualities, they can, by communicating things that might be of a health-related matter, by what they want to do in terms of employment, by being studious, by studying, maybe thinking things thoroughly, and really thinking about what possibilities they may be able to have in terms of work, in terms of their employment. They could really, that's where the outlet is, and that is a way where they may be able to extricate themselves from problems that may be connected with work, perhaps by finding work in something Gemini related, such as broadcasting, data communications, writing, speaking, being a public speaker. Those are avenues or ways out for problems perhaps connected with work, uh, being able to find, as far as health may go in this example, well, it's basically this person may be able to, perhaps by communicating, articulating their values, understanding their personality, perhaps by doing this, and also being able to communicate what reasons maybe they may be having health issues. I'm not saying everybody with an intercepted sixth house may have health issues, but it does indicate maybe a stronger propensity for that than many other placements or positions in one's natal horoscope. So these are things that are ways out. Gemini is the way out for somebody that has that intercepted house. Duplications are the way where perhaps one can alleviate possible problems that are associated with the intercepted houses in one's natal chart. So let's take another example. Let's say somebody was to have Gemini on the 7th and 8th house cusp. Well, that would show a strong integration and amalgamation of things associated with relationships, which would be the 7th house, and the 8th house being transformation, regeneration. This would be somebody that could really perhaps be able to strongly transform through their relationships that require perhaps intellectual stimulation and communication, which is Gemini, of course. And being able to, relationships can help transform this person, and being able to perhaps change, transform in various ways, such as the outlook maybe to some degree. And if, let's say, the person had the 8th house that intercepted in their natal chart, well, the 8th house intercepted could indicate perhaps problems maybe getting, whether it's emotional support, financial support from someone, others' resources, but by being able to perhaps communicate in their relationships, finding those intellectual partners, they may be able to help articulate and verbalize, by verbalizing these reasons why they're not having what they want in terms of what they need in terms of perhaps some kind of support, whether it's monetary or otherwise, getting assistance, and maybe even perhaps problems with things connected with insurance, inheritances, taxes. By studying these matters very strongly and learning more about these things, they may be able to help find that remedy for those issues. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for having Gemini as a duplicated sign in a natal chart. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about having the sign Cancer duplicated in a natal horoscope. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.